Hello everybody, I'm Roberto Coscia. I'm a QA engineer with 6+ years of experience. And into this video, what I want to do is to discuss about what are the best model at the moment out there. In terms of this discussion, I want to discuss about what are the LLM, which are the best out there, what are the potential option for a developer in terms of AI coding tools. I want to make very generalistic talk about what and I really understand what are the best use case for each scenario based on my current experience and based on the fact that I've been up to date about most of every or actually all the new releases which I also personally tried myself. I found this website which is very useful, which is called artificialintelligence.ai, which actually shows very good statistics and is up to date with all the models currently out there to give a good analysis about quality, speed, price, and a lot of other stuff to keep in consideration. So, as we know, recently we got the new release of the O3 Mini low, medium, and high model, which is promised to be the best model out there, and which I believe it is. And we got the release of Deepseek R1, we got many other releases, but the main one that have been discussed a lot are Deepseek and the OpenAI Chat GPT O3 Mini. Let's start saying what is the best out there right now in terms of quality. We can see that here in this graph we have a quality summary which shows that the O1 model, which I believe is the Pro model, is slightly better than the O3 Mini model in terms of quality overall. And I believe that this is a relation of the O301 Mini, which is released also for free user plus in people that have the plus subscription. The O3 Mini high level is the best out there, and I tried it, and it's really remarkable. But you can see the O1 is the best overall than the O3 Mini. Then is Deepseek, the next model, which is the best and also free for everybody. Then we have the O1 Mini, the Gemini 2.0 Flash Exp, the Gemini 1.5 Pro, the Claw 3.5, which is still leading in a good position. Basically, as you can see here, the comparison analysis give a bit of an overview of what those model opinion is. Basically, the 3 Mini is of higher quality compared to average, with quality index across evaluation of 89. The price, O3 Mini is cheaper compared to average with a price of 1.93 per 1 million token. O3 Mini input token price is 1.10, output price is 4.4 for 1 million token. Is faster compared to the average with an output which is given very fast, has a higher latency compared to average, has a smaller context windows than average. So the comparison of O3 with the rest is because I selected O3 as a model to compare as a reference with the others. In terms of speed, also, as we can see, is the best. The price of the O3 is actually good compared to the other competitors. The one is that cost most than others. We can see the Deepseek price per million token, which is actually very good as well. The GPT-4o, which is the cheapest model out there right now, together with Llama 3.370B model. We're talking about the API cost here. It's interesting to see here the quality versus price graph, which shows that the quality we have obviously O3, which is the best of everybody else. In terms of price, we have, as you can see, in the lower in the cheapest on the left and the most expensive on the right. You can see the one here for the same discussion we were doing before. Also, here we have another graph here showing the quality versus the output speed of those models, and we have the O3 Mini here in terms of the output speed to be as being one of the fastest model or the fastest model, and also the quality. And here we have a bit of quality evaluation, which are more generic, based on different benchmark. For example, artificial analysis quality index, reasoning and knowledge, the scientific reasoning and knowledge. So we can see that in terms of artificial analysis quality index, the 1 and the 3 are the best. In terms of reasoning, the O1 and Deepseek are the best, and scoring a 91, 92, 91%. Interestingly, in this scores less to 86%. We have, in terms of scientific reasoning and knowledge, we can see the O1 is scored the highest together with Omini and then Deepseek. You can notice the Deepseek is leading all the charts together with the O1 model and the O1 and the O3. In terms of mathematics, we can see this is very interesting. Deepseek scored the highest, higher even than O1, the O1 model. I cannot even see the O3 model here, interestingly. I'm not sure if it's because it's not up to date, but it's not in this chart. I believe that probably is because it's not up to date. This graph O3 must be somewhere in leading here. In terms of coding, you can see that Deepseek scoring 98%, better than O1, 97%, and O3, 97%, which is very interesting. I believe O3 high, O3 mini high, medium should be the one, the first place. I'm really interested to understand what's the reasoning behind Deepseek being the first here. Very interested. Basically, I at the moment, but this is I'm very curious to understand further why artificial analysis runs quality evaluation on every language model and point covered on our site. Our current set of evaluation include MMLU, GPQA, Max 500, and Human Eval. Different use cases warrant considering different evaluation tests. Okay, this explain a bit what about graphs. We have a quality versus context window, and we the model Gemini 2.0 Flash experience experimental. The context window, we can see that the Gemini lead on that. Next comes the 3 model Claude, but Gemini on this is leading. In terms of pricing, we can see that the most convenient mobile at the moment in terms of price is Gemini 2.0, which has been released basically very recently. It's a free to use the API in terms of output, which is very interesting. I want something to check better to understand. Seems like even better and cheaper than Llama, which is open source and free, 0.1 cost per 1 million token. And the one that costs the most is the O1 model. The O3 is actually at a good price range, let's say, but more expensive than Deepseek V3, and cheaper than R1. I'm not sure. I think I have another graph actually. Deepseek R1 was cheaper than the O3 Mini. I believe that. So I will investigate further, but this graph seems to be pretty accurate overall. Then also compare some model that are compared based on the image input pricing. So if you want to use models that are for generating images, then the price is higher for Claude and is cheapest for GPT-4 Mini. We have also a graph about the performance summary, output speed versus price. The O3 is the one that has highest speed. The one that has the lowest price seems to be Llama. And you can see the graph here for the model you're interested most. And we have also a graph about latency output speed. I will carry on to not make this video too long. I think I already covered important part. The output speed is something very important. The O3 seems to be the fastest. We have a Deepseek actually is lower on this part, in the lower end, which is very interesting. Context length, we have here output speed by input token count, and in this case O1 is actually the best, following by Llama 3.1, Gemini, and the O1 model. Deepseek actually in the input seems to be in the lowest range. Very interesting and something to keep in consideration. And so the output variance is something that I will not focus on. The latency, the R1 seems to be have a highest latency, Mistral small, Llama the lowest, and the O3 mini also. It seems pretty in a high range, but pretty good as a result compared to smaller model. Seems to be quite fast. And I think there's time. This is something also important. By input token count, DeepSeek seems to be the one in the higher range, with the O1 and DeepSeek V3 following. And I think this is the most important part to see at the moment. We have okay. This is all I believe. I hope this gives you a very good context of what is the situation right now. What are the best model to use? The one in synthesis seems to be the best, following by DeepSeek. What about the coding AI tools, editors? I personally used Cursor, which is an AI editor which allow you to both chat with an interface using AI. I really like it because it allow you to choose different model, comprehended also the O3 mini, and most of the models are there basically. It also has the agentic option, which allow you to set how much you want us to be completed. What I like about Cursor is that it really is able to understand your code base that you insert in it, and to understand which file to modify and which file to check against your searches. There are different competitors on Cursor. I think the biggest one is Codium Windsurf, which is a bit cheaper than Cursor, 15 euro dollars per month. Instead, the Cursor is $20 per month. The basic the version is not the free one, which allow more premium models usage in terms of number of usages. What are the best? I've been of this online for people using Windsurf because I personally use mostly Cursor, and the people confirm Cursor is the best right now. But there is a lot of competition out there. There are different other models, but I would focus on saying that Cursor at the moment is the best because it allows to search well, perform in a very performant way the code against the AI prompts that you insert. It allows you to insert the documentation as input, so that when you write input, it searches the documentation of the programming language that you will use, and it allowed you to insert also cursor rules file, which allow you to understand how you want cursor to perform. I think it's very useful. I think right now is the best. Things it might in future, might not, but there is a lot of movement. So Cursor is the best AI editor right now, I believe. I hope this video was useful for you. If it did, to subscribe the channel, like the to write your comment. What do you think about this graph? Do you agree? Do you have what is your personal usage you had of this AI model and AI editor? I'm really curious to understand your perspective. That's it from now. I see you next video.